Hello, everybody! I'd like to give a warm welcome, no matter where you are, to today's Overwatch match. We are here at League Zero, Wisdom Academy versus Geometric. I'm your play-by-play caster using him on the screen. Now here, joined by Bramble Bush. How are you doing today?
Oh, just being brambly and bushy until ready to get these matches going. Here, there's a long storied history between these two teams, and I know they're ready to get in there and just start butting heads and clash it out against each other.
I agree. I'm incredibly excited. These teams fought during week one, and while Geometric didn't do the best, they still kind of have been slowly improving on, while Wisdom Academy have shown to be the most dominant team in Novice Division so far.
Oh, absolutely. Though they can't exactly take it easy in this match, though, with Geometric managing to pull the upset last time they squared up against Rio Redemption, not only removing a map on that map undefeated team, but also taking the whole match in a 3-2 victory. There's definitely some eyes cocked over in the way of Geometric, like, oh, are they coming for us? Well, I think Wisdom, I think they might be. They might be coming for you. You might want to watch out over there, guys.
Well, I definitely agree. Beating Rio Redemption, it's not the biggest thing, but it absolutely means that they have started to build a fire, especially with some new pickups. More importantly, too, I think this is something a bit more interesting that we're going to be starting out on Lijiang Tower. And how do you really feel about Lijiang Tower?
I mean, personally, it's one of my favorite maps in the whole game. You have so many different areas that you could pull so many different storied compositions that have always managed to get things done, like Junkrats on Control Center, Symmetros, pretty much across the entirety of the map. But there's also so much room to play around and just try to pull some magic out of a hat if you feel like something's not working or you just want to throw the team off. And it's just, I'm not even really sure what we can expect to go into this match.
So for me, we're gonna probably expect a bit of just some Metro teleporters. It's always been the most viable strategy, or at least it's simple enough for people to follow and think about. Otherwise, they kind of just sit there and get confused of what they want. And then at times, there's also just the dive composition, double bubble, the ball. All these variations works, and these teams have shown to be flexible. So I definitely think there is a bit of variety. Also, I realized I probably said I was play-by-play. I'm colored for today, while Bramble here will be your play-by-play caster.
Hi, that's me. I'm Bramble.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. These teams are getting set up, but really, what is your expectation? Obviously, you've been watching the matches, but this is your first time really being involved in the community. So, what do you really expect coming out of them?
Oh, I tell you, moving from the nosebleeds down to the splash zone is definitely a whole different experience. I'm expecting a pretty big slobber knocker of a match, honestly. These teams just I'm fully ready for them to just go at it.
I definitely agree. Now, Lijiang Tower, that's one of your maps, as we talked about, where you can run the Symmetra, you can run different strategies. I'm very excited to see what they try to kind of go with, because it opens up to a lot of Pharah, and obviously, our aim isn't that great, so we're not critiquing them on that, we're critiquing them on everything else.
Oh yeah, you don't want to be looking at me when it comes to how's their accuracy rating doing. I'm just here for the carnage, ready to see what sort of compositions they're going to pull out. I wonder if we're going to be seeing mirror compositions to start off with, or if somebody's maybe going to try and mix it up a little bit.
They are somewhat running out a mirror. Geometric have kind of looked like they like these more aggressive compositions, specifically going out with the Reaper comparably to Spongie's McCree. That gives them a lot more kind of quick DPS, while Spongie gives them a bit more range and patience. So the poke is there, but it's all about who gets the TP out first and how they use it. You know what I mean?
It's definitely one of those instances where establishing a presence on the point first can pretty much make or break the fight. And here they go, moving in the teleporters out, and a quick fall from a support on both sides. Both Baptistes going down. These teams are still in it though. They've got their other Lucios to keep them up. Big old fight going on the point. The teleporter being taken down by their turrets. Let's see what's going to happen there.
They're
Just
taking,
kind of
yeah, they're taking their time in a slow poke fight. Now they're committing back into it.
finding the picks. Sergeant Pepper down from Jin, who immediately gets dropped by Gag, who immediately gets dropped by V. It's just a big old string of revenge picks right here, although it's not going to be enough for Wisdom Academy, as Geometric will take the point on their first hold.
Yeah, the issue kind of stems that Geometric, well, they were just a bit more aggressive with it. Spongy didn't get much value when it came to the Kree, and it slowed them down in the fight.
certainly wonder if he's going to be sticking with that McCree the whole time. Rockcraft's being demaxed early in this fight. Seeing a lot of brawl going down. These Symmetras definitely building a power off the enemy Reinhardt shield. Big picks there from Geometric though, as the DPS go down from Wisdom Academy, followed by their tank, and that's going to be it for this fight. Geometric's going to hold on. I'm sorry, hold on to that. Rockcraft's getting a double remet kill. Definitely going to get out of there as best he can, but that's going to open the door for Wisdom to try to push back in quick.
Yeah, that's not something you really want in a fight like this. While Wisdom Academy are building up these ultimates, they're not really doing much when it comes to the fight to help them out.
Symmetra walls out, a lot of ultimates coming out from both sides. Deadeye coming out, finding Jhin with a DMAT coming through on the side of Wisdom. Symmetra walls are about to fade out, letting these teams re-engage point. Big shatter from Wisdom. Rockcraft's just annihilating everybody that he can. Peach rolling in, swinging that hammer wildly. It looks like Geometric is going to have to back off, and that's exactly what they're doing. The point is going to flip.
Yeah, a very messy fight to say one. Wisdom comes out of it with both support ults, which is absolutely massive. Same with Rockcraft building it up. They managed to just kind of hit Q, and that may be an issue, especially with Degen. They're coming out with the Death Blossom. That's a high value ultimate. On the bright side, Gag does have a Sound Barrier to try to play against it. So it's all about who hits their Q first and who hits it better.
Sound barriers are probably going to be what settles this next fight. Whoever keeps their team up with it. Finding the picks on the side of Geometric, two of them, one of them going down from the Death Blossom, excuse me. Self-destruct being thrown out by Rockcrafts. Finds two! Wow, this fight is gonna keep just dragging on right here as Kakito takes down Titanic. Puffer taking down Rockcrafts. It looks like Geometric's gonna be flipping the point back right here on this fight.
They just have better synergy right now. Wisdom Academy, they didn't really predict the teleport and they didn't adapt around it. So, you know, the Sound Barrier comes out, doesn't come out fast enough, and it costs them an early pick, and then they just start splitting up. It doesn't cost them. Now it's one fight territory, and they need to make something happen with this high noon.
Ultimate Economy is definitely in favor of Geometric. Big Symmetra wall coming out from Sergeant Pepper. Solventic matching his own. Kind of saddling each other out right here. No picks really rolling through, except for right there, Spongy Cheese finding Jhin. This fight is about to break up on the point. Immortality field down. Spongy looking for a Deadeye. Can he find one? Nothing found yet. Solventic taking down P-Beach. And Puffer finding Titanic. Oh, that's going to be it. It looks like Geometric. Yep, they're going to hold on to this point. They're definitely going to be taking round one here. Just a matter of cleanup. And there it is.
Yeah, that's not going to be looking great, as we're going to be seeing Geometric. They're going to be the first teams out, making sure that they can kind of have the lead in this series. And honestly, I'd have to say they just look more confident in their strategy. They're working as a team, they're staying together. And while Rockcraft, Spongy Cheese, they have moments of where they shine, they're not working on the same energy.
Yeah, you have to wonder, is there some sort of synergy issue going on? It seems like Geometric just got the momentum on their side, and it just didn't stop. Even when they lost the point, it was just a quick, oh, hold on to that, keep it warm for us, and then they came right back in and said, thanks, this is ours now.
Yeah, so now when we come into this area, it's all about how you move in. That server room is so important, especially for the first initial picks. It's basically whose Junkrat is better.
Who can get those ricochets off of the wall is what they're going to be looking to do. These teams meet up right outside the server room. Immortality field down. Solvantic taking it down. Big brawl going down. Puffer finding P-Bach. There's a Reinhardt down. Geometric's going to try to push in and get aggressive off of that. Wisdom Academy trying to rotate around to the point, but Puffer says, no, this is mine. You are not walking in. And as he takes down Spongy Cheese with a fire strike, the team's definitely doing what they can to try and hold on to this point and try to take each other down, but Geometric just not slowing down at all, finding pick after pick after pick.
That was amazing.
And establishing point.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job. They're over investing themselves in a way that Wisdom Academy just can't keep up with. Sergeant Pepper is putting out more damage, but Puffer is somehow able to find these values, able to get the tanks out, and now they have to try going through this small choke. They get the Riptire, and that's going to be their only way to kind of move in.
But Jhin getting picked out early on, and a tire coming out from the side of Sergeant Pepper. Let's see what he can do with that. Finds Solventic as the wall goes down. It looks like Wisdom Academy might be getting the picks they need to move in and take this point. Gekido taking down Spongy Cheese with a big shatter coming down by Puffer. He's charging in. P-Bach is down courtesy of Gekido as V drops the sound barrier. It looks like Geometric might hold on to this as Wisdom is backing off. There it is. Rockcraft's getting DMAC'd and taken out by Puffer.
Yeah, that was just a slap in the face. B-Patch was doing good, was moving in, puts down the shield to charge, and then immediately Puffer shattered. The sound, combined with the sound barrier, big win condition. They weren't fast enough to end the targets, and that gave Geometric the confidence to play the way they wanted to.
Oh, look at this Wisdom trying to go around on the flank, see if they can go in on a different direction. Jin dropping his tire, what's he gonna do with that? Gag dropping the sound barrier. Nothing there from the tire as Jin gets taken down by Rockcrafts. Both teams committing a bunch of ults right now.
Yeah.
Wisdom getting the picks they need here. Peacock taking down Fredrina, Titanic with Solventic going down. Wisdom moving on to the point, and with Puffer falling down, it's just a matter of how long is it going to take for Wisdom to give up the point, to take the point rather.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it.
Honestly, Wisdom Academy, they used 3 ults in the same area. And to me, it felt like a bit of an overinvestment. They don't have anything but that D.Va Bomb to rely on. So now they're going up against a team with so many ultimates, they need to play a bit more careful around.
It definitely seemed like a desperation push to get in there for sure.
Yeah, so now they're in the scenario where once again, this choke, Rockstrap D.Va Bomb, is combined with Geckos. They both work, but Solventic is so powerful right now. However, that pit was massive.
Sergeant Pepper finding Jin as a self-destructed tire rollout. Massive tire courtesy of Sergeant Pepper. Wow, there's the 3. You're not going to have a spare to replace that. Wisdom is going to hold on to the point right here. A lot of ults being committed by Geometric. They're going to be rolling into this fight with the sound barrier and shatter, but you think that's going to be enough to take it back?
Oh, 100%. That 3 ultimates on Geometric compared to Wisdom Academy's 1, that's exactly what you need. It puts back the momentum, and now you get to play around Solventic and the rest of their team. They really only have the sound barrier and shatter, and while that is a massive win condition if you can play it, you really have to rely on B-Patch to block it.
All these teams getting sped into each other. Titanic dropping the window. Shatter's coming down from both sides as the sound barrier gets dropped by V to keep her team up. Rock throwing in that nerf. Does he find anything? Nothing yet. Solventic takes him down before he can remack him. Puffer finding a fire strike on the Titanic. Sound barrier is coming down as Wisdom trying to stay in this fight with a big wall. But is it going to be enough? Peacock falling to the tire as the turret takes down Jin. They're trading here, but Wisdom is staying in control of this point, just ticking up their progress. Sergeant Pepper trying to throw the tire out, saying this is not going to go the way you want. What's going to happen? Gekido takes it down, though, as Puffer falls as well. I don't know. It's looking like Wisdom Academy might be holding on to Control Center at this point.
Yeah, right now the fight is so messy. They're looking for an advantage. It's in overtime, but it looks like Wisdom Academy's target focus is what matters in the end.
Yeah, Geometric starting to trickle in here as we enter overtime. Jin currently the only one standing on point with Gekido as the baby. Puffer pulling the spin to win strategy. Is it going to be enough to stall out for the rest of Geometric to get back? Wisdom stepping off the point, going to let him get some progress. Nope, they came back, and there goes Wrecking Ball. Overtime's going to tick down, and it's the classic stall swap strategy here. I don't know if this is going to be enough for Geometric.
I don't really think it is either, and it seems that the score agrees wise as Wisdom Academy are able to bring this out. We're going straight to a 3rd map. I loved how they were playing a lot more. They at least were winning more off of conditions rather than just hitting Q, and that's really what you need to do in Overwatch. You hit your Qs first, and you make sure you get a ton more value out of it.
Oh, certainly, especially when it comes to those support ults. Typically, you want to be the one to throw it last, make sure your team survives the fight.
So now, we're on the most important part of the map. This is where teams make it or break it, both wanting to run on the Doomfist, which is what I absolutely love. That gives them the first punch, and that could lead into a steamroll immediately when you're coming out of those teleporters on the high ground. Do you know how hard it feels to be whiplashed like that?
Can't say I've personally been through it, and I can also say I don't want to go through it. Teleporters coming down as both teams rolling onto the point. Jin finding Sergeant Pepper, looks saying, I'm the better fist, I'm the better boxer here. This is going to be my point. The Immortality fields are going down, getting broken immediately. Puffer gets dropped though, so we're down to a 5-on-5 on both sides. Wisdom Academy finding their picks. There goes the support, a DPS. Geometric saying, we're going to take your tanks and supports down with us. But it looks like, yep, there it is. Wisdom Academy is going to hold on to this first point.
Yeah, you love him, I hate him. Spongy Cheese did an amazing job of keeping that pressure off of them. Doomfist does so much when he's allowed to play freely, but the turrets slow him down, and a high charge Symmetra does a lot of damage. So they're just able to control the momentum of the fight even while down 1.
Oh, absolutely. Now we're seeing some swaps coming through here with Jhin and Solventic going onto the Reaper McCree. Looks like it's working out so far as Jhin finds P-Bach, but Titanic takes down Puffer as the walls come up. Wisdom Academy finding some more picks. It looks like they're going to have to hold on to the point here with self-destruct going out too. Getting Solventic with the remake. Oh, that's just insult to injury right there.
Absolutely.
So we already won this fight, and you're going to become a pancake.
Yeah, it's absolutely aggressive, and that stagger on the Baby Diva is going to be absolutely massive. They're at least setting the momentum and the pace of the game. They use these ultimates first, like the Window and the Diva Bomb, and now it's all up to see how Geometric tried to play in this, and they really don't have much to offer beside from a Shatter.
They're going to be getting that self-destruct online, though. They might be able to make some value out of that. Wisdom Academy sitting pretty with both support ults, and they'll also get that Shatter online as the Window comes out from Wisdom Academy. Sergeant Pepper, there it is, sending Jhin face first into the wall, and Solventic and Puffer follow right behind him. This is definitely going to be entering crunch time territory for Geometric.
Yeah, they've woken up. Look how fast they tried to play. They knew what was happening. They gave them up the high ground, so they just went back, popped the window the moment that the enemy team rotated in, and then had the pace for it. And now Geometric on the bright side, they built up some ultimates to try to fight this, but now it's one fight territory. So you either invest them all, or you win off a low amount of ults. So it's a kind of a lose-lose situation here.
There's not really anything that Geometric can do that would be considered the right answer as the self-destruct gets thrown in with a sound barrier, but Spongy and Sergeant Pepper saying, no trespassing, this is our territory right here. The picks just rolling through for Wisdom Academy, and that's going to be all she wrote. Wisdom Academy is going to take our first map. Oh boy.
What an amazing first start when it comes into the series. I think we saw kind of an opening from both of these teams of what their potential unleashes. While Wisdom Academy started out not looking so great, they definitely started to work better and be more secure. A lot of aggression, and they kind of deserve this win right now. But Geometric don't look like they're ready to give it up. They have been grinding hard, and they are ready to try to win this out.
They've been putting in the work. You can definitely tell that Wisdom Academy had to earn that win on this first map. No question there.
I definitely agree. But now we get a moment to kind of reflect and talk about what's going on. More importantly, are there any players that you're kind of seeing right now to which are standing out? Right now, I definitely would have to say Puffer has just been showing a new level of aggression and dominance that I haven't seen.
Puffer is definitely just turned into Geometric Steamroller, going in and flattening everybody that he can find on the other team. But Sergeant Pepper, though, from the picks that he was getting earlier on in round 2 to just the amount of faces he was sending into a wall right there on Night Market with his Doomfist, that's definitely piqued my interest to see what is he going to be doing from here on to basically match the aggression of Puffer.
Yeah, I think kind of the idea around it goes, I don't think B-Patch is very as aggressive as Puffer, so I think what they do around it is that they enable not only Spongy Cheese, but Rockstraft to go in. These players I know at least have been playing a lot together. They played in GGNA and managed to win that out, so they're making sure that when they play, they're moving in as a team at the end, and it works a lot. A high charge Symmetra does so much damage, and Spongy Cheese just got so much value being able to walk in while Sergeant Pepper is doing those punches. That's what I want to be seeing the Geometric run out. But now we're going on to a hybrid map. And my goodness, do you know what hybrid map it is?
Oh, it's everyone's favorite map throughout the entirety of Overwatch's creation. We are heading to England for King's Row.
Oh, I love King's Row. It's purely a brawl map. You get a lot of opportunity to try a bunch of different things. And really, I'm expecting just pure brawl. Maybe a bit of AC 130.
Oh, that Brawl, I live for Brawl personally. It's when I play, I enjoy playing anything Brawl comp, and being able to watch it is nothing short of a treat for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I feel like this is where Geometric will start to shine a bit more, at least when it came to the Brawl with really no alterations. They looked a lot better. They looked a lot cleaner. They looked a lot more decisive. But it just looked like once the Doomfist and Symmetra started coming in, they weren't really being able to play around it too much, and that caused a tiny bit of struggles.
You could tell that Geometric was getting pretty stressed when Sergeant Pepper and Spongy were getting those early picks. Every time those team fight engagements happened, it pretty much went one of two ways. Either Puffer picked an opening pick and Geometric just steamrolled everything, or Sergeant Pepper or Spongy pulled off an early pick with the Doomfist Sim, and that's basically what determined every team fight. There was just, who could get that opening pick. I think there was maybe one or two fights where that didn't really make a difference, but for the most part, that seemed to be what had allowed either team to just control the point. Was that quick boop, all right, now that's ours, thanks for coming.
Now we're getting kind of a small swap when it comes to the side of Geometric. They put in Drop Jab. Drop Jab is the alt account that we are allowing pretty much Prince Zexu to play. Do you know who Prince Zexu is?
Why don't you educate me on that one, Intel?
Prince Zexu is one of the most beautiful main tanks I've ever seen in the world, and he's making sure to kind of bring in this team. He's played a lot, especially last season, and he's shown to have a lot more of an aggressive kind of playstyle, and I think that's what you want. He understands their conditions, and he's worked with these teams sometimes, so I feel like he can kind of help out.
That definitely helps, being able to know what your team is going to do without needing them to call out what they're doing, and just knowing that your supports are going to be where they're going to be out of danger. Your DPS are going to get those picks. Drop Jab is definitely going to be able to just steer that team as well as he can to the nearest victory port he can find. Tried to make a ship reference there, and I feel like I lost it midway through. But let's get into the game instead and not linger on that.
I do the same thing. Sometimes your analogies don't work out. But honestly, seeing this new composition, especially with Prince Zexu in, it gets me a little scared. Something I've always been critical, at least on Wisdom Academy, is that their main tank lacks at times. I think B-Patch is definitely good, but not one of the best novice mains. The rest of Wisdom Academy, they look fairly strong, especially Titanic and Gag, who I really didn't rate them too high when they were coming into the season. They've been looking absolutely amazing.
They were keeping the rest of Wisdom Academy up through some pretty solid fights. The sound barriers from Gag were absolutely life-saving in every regard you can think of. And Titanic's windows, even when they didn't pull off any value numerically, it was still that threat of, hey, there's a window over there. Let's not walk in front of that.
And I think that's really a big point. So when it comes into this, it's obviously, my guess is not only going to be just a standard Mei, McCree, Reinhardt type of brawl. I think it's really going to focus on how these teams play as a team in these walls. I think we can both agree that these Mei walls can be absolutely massive at times and pretty much shut down a fight.
The Mei walls, I've seen Mei walls completely change the course of entire fights. A single wall can make or break a whole team, especially when ultimates are involved. The last thing you want to do is throw up a Mei wall that winds up stopping an ult from your side, but if you're able to stop an incoming ult at that Mei wall, or even just slow down the enemy team by splitting them in half, it definitely just lets you say, okay, this is our fight now, and there's not really much you can do about it at that point.
Yeah, but look at these teams running out. We really only have to worry about the defense right now. Sometimes the attacking side changes, and we are seeing a side swap. Wisdom Academy wanting to defend first, running out on the typical brawl. This works out in so many ways. You love it because there are so many close angles and chokes when it comes to King's Row, but you also hate it because you've seen it a billion times.
Well, it certainly doesn't ever get dull, that's for sure.
Hello.
I definitely
got mostly a mirror comp going on, with a difference in a Junkrat versus McCree. I'm very curious to see what that's going to lead into.
You're really living a crazy world if you decide to run out on the Junkrat. No way!
It looks like they're sticking with it. Jhin staying on it as the teams push up to the choke points to get their fights going. A Mei wall comes up. Seems like it might have been out of position a little bit there. Another one comes down. Just kind of sitting there brawling as you had anticipated. With Sergeant Pepper, though, taking down Jhin, you gotta wonder what's going on with the Junkrat pick there. Big freeze on the P-Box, Sergeant Pepper finding him. Frederica as P-Box goes down. Moving on to the point, the fight's going over there. Envy just slowly ticking up that capture progress. Rockcraft's taking out Drop Jab, though, so you have to think that that might be it for this push. But I've been wrong before as Jhin manages to take down Spongy. This is a trade for trade sort of fight looking on right here as Rockcraft gets to remech as Gekido comes out of his mech. What is going to be happening right here? Rockcraft's finding another pick on a Jhin. I don't think I've seen Jhin manage to make it long throughout both of these team fights. A Blizzard already! Ooh. Oh, wow! You want to talk about building up an ult. Whew!
you ask me. That's a little late committed. Wisdom Academy, they did an amazing job of stopping that fight. The moment they lost B-Patch, that was an opportunity for Geometric to start winning. Right side, they get a tick, as well as that Blizzard out, which is a very important ult. So, they now have a good chance for a recontest.
Yeah, they're going to try to take it right here. Shatter comes down, P-Bach trying to get it from behind, and it definitely finds value. Titanic taking out drop jab with Jhin going down again earlier on in the fight.
It's just not gonna work out well. The Shatter, while landed, Gag was there, and that man always gonna be having a sound barrier on the line. They get those picks and they shut them down. Geometric aren't closing things out at times. It just looks like a bit of hesitation, or at least miscommunication working out. Maybe the jitters are on them and they're kind of getting, you know, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Mom Spaghetti certainly is going into the mix here. Geometric throwing down a window to try to enter this engagement. Spongy wrapping around the statue with the Deadeye, doesn't find anything. Sound barrier dropped to courtesy of V to defend from that self-destruct. There's just ults being thrown left and right, but Jhin finding the big value with a triple tire. Rockcraft saying, that's a good explosion, let me match you with 2 kills. But it's not enough as Geometric manages to sneak behind and unlock the capture point. Payload is going to be rolling out of Garage, and Wisdom Academy is going to have to fall back and regroup from here.
That hurts in a new type of level. Wisdom Academy.
In my chest.
Yeah, they had an opportunity to kind of win that fight, but they split up and the rip tire was just there. They aren't always kind of sticking as a team, or at least they want to play in that shrine, but they're not fully pushing. I mean, giving them the benefit of the doubt, we did see a lot of ultimates come out of Geometric, but that's still not an excuse to let half the team go on the point and half the team just start brawling you.
Oh, we're seeing some walled off corridors over here. It's looking like Ice Fight Club down here. P-Bach going down. Gekido eating Sergeant Pepper's Blizzard. Oh, wow, those are some quick reflexes right there. Rockcraft's taking down Drop Jab, though, so it looks like Geometric's going to be able to keep pushing the cart, putting the pressure onto Wisdom. Rockcraft is saying, not on my watch. You can't. This is a closed street, taking down 2. Geometric might have to start falling back here to trying to get that cart going just as far as they can.
His D.Va's been looking great recently, but that slows down the fight. Reinhardt is what you need to fully commit into it, and they're going to be very scared to not go in as 6. So while we see Wisdom Academy group back up, they want to take this fight extremely early.
Taking it down into the streets. Window coming down. Jhin managing to find P-Bach early. Reinhardt down. He's going to open up the door for some ultimates coming across on both teams. Jhin, what does he find with that tire? There's Gag down. Gekido and Rockcraft having a little D.Va battle off to the side. They're regrouping with their teams. It looks like they might be able to capture point B here. What's going to happen? Sergeant Pepper throwing up a wall. The cart's going to go right through it as Jhin takes down Sergeant Pepper. This is it. Earth Shatter coming down. Oh, nope. Not enough. Geometric is just going to walk right in. They say, we've had our parking validated. We're going to leave this thing right here.
Funny enough, that Shatter didn't really hit anyone. Prince Exu jumps in the air and absolutely misses everyone, the 2 people that were there. But either way, they're working a lot cleaner, they're working a lot better. This Junkrat has so much control over the map that it's managing to put more pressure into B-Patch's shield and the rest of the team. But that pick onto Envy is absolutely massive.
Envy going down early is going to spell bad news for Geometrics. P-Bach finding an absolutely massive Shatter. Oh, wow. Sound barrier coming down courtesy of E to keep the remaining members up, but is it going to be enough? Possibly, with P-Bach being down. Sergeant Pepper tanking down Fredriga. It looks like Geometric is going to have to fall back here. Yep, Rockcraft's coming out of the mech. Finds Jhin, though, on the way down, and Jhin from the grave with the bear trap. Getting a couple of trades here, but it's not going to be enough for Geometric to push back in.
Oh.
They're starting to regroup a little bit. Pushing back in. This looks like a fight that's not going to be stopping right here. Window coming down from Geometric.
Yeah, they have ultimates. They can continue pushing in. The windows are LOSing, and Spongy's High Noon is kind of their win condition right now.
What's the value going to be with that? Gag dropping the sound barrier. Jhin throwing out that tire. What's going to be found? A double onto Spongy and P-Bach is going to be bad news for Wisdom. Gekido eating Sergeant Pepper's Blizzard again. He said, I am hungry. I want some ice cream. May your Blizzard will have to do. Little Baptiste fight up there on the side panels. Wonder what's going to happen there. Frick Dana going down. Titanic. Frick Dana taking down Titanic, excuse me. Jhin taking down Gag. Geometric's going to keep pushing the card in as they're coming down to 2 minutes. Wisdom Academy, though, waiting on Gag, going to regroup. This is going to be one fight territory here. But they've got the Ult Academy to work, the Ult Economy to work with. Self-destruct's coming out courtesy of both teams. Deadeye, self-destruct, Blizzard, everything's going down everywhere. Bodies are hitting the floor. Drowning Pool was right. A spongy fries for Dana and drop jab. Is it going to be enough for Wisdom Academy to hold on? Vigo almost going over the edge right there. Looks like Merrily managed to get back in. And there she goes, knocked down. Wisdom Academy managing to stop it with 1.5 meters left. That was a wild fight.
It was. Geometric barely bringing that to cap, but Wisdom did their job. They stalled that down, they hit some Qs. Now they just need to stop that from capping, especially because V has Sound Barrier. That's a really big ultimate right now.
Oh, that's going to be a win, almost a one fight right there, but drop jab going down early is just going to stop Geometric's push. Dead.
Oh, but these staggers are insane. I mean, Gag may be going down. It's absolutely worth it.
But what's one stagger to half of a team stagger, and Gag being the Lucio is going to have the speed boost to get right back into it. Geometric is starting to feel the pressure here.
Now we're in an area where not only does Sergeant Pepper have an ultimate, but so does a couple Wisdom Academy members. It's really to who gets more value at this point. That window coming out to help them begin.
Big window, big Blizzard, Sound Barrier, Tire, Geometric throwing all of the ults out there that they can, but it's not enough to keep drop jab alive. Looks like Envy missed out on that Sound Barrier, but Jin manages to take down two, and Gekido follows up with Peacock. Geometric, they're going to be able to push it in a little bit more here. The question is, are they going to be able to get it in fast enough before the respawns start coming through for Wisdom Academy? Because looking at that ult economy, Wisdom Academy rolls out, drops the Sound Barrier. They might be able to hold on to this. Sergeant Pepper pulling the Sol swap going on to Doomfist. We saw that on Lijiang Tower last map. A lot of fun coming out there. Spongy going down. This is a big brawl fight. We're about to be hitting overtime. Wisdom Academy, though, the picks are going through for them. Drop Jab and Jin only losing Sergeant Pepper in the process. Oh, V almost managing to get the back cap, triggering overtime, but it's not going to be enough. Wisdom Academy.
That's gonna hurt a little. They're able to hold out.
That one's gonna sting like a jellyfish.
Geometric had some amazing moments, but I think what really cost them at times is just their conviction into these fights. Sometimes we saw them play early, they would use that Riptire a lot, and that's what I loved. A lot of the times those fights were won was because they would use that Riptire early and Wisdom Academy just wouldn't pay attention to it or wasn't more prepared for it. So now they have a moment where they need to be more ready, but this is a sizable win condition for Wisdom Academy. They could 100% hold it right there or lose it altogether, and I'm very worried to see how they try to do it if they're not playing faster. I feel like Wisdom Academy, comparably to Geometric, they're not going up against them. They're waiting for an opportunity to oh no.
Oh, what are we about to see here?
No, let's worry about the attack and the possibility of an AC-130. Do you even know what an AC-130 is?
I've always heard it referred to as the pirate ship, seeing it with the Bastion Orisa, but it looks like they're just trolling around.
Oh no, this is a different variation. The AC-130 is where they play the Bastion teleporter on top of the shrine and use that as a high ground basis to control the point. So if they stick on that, there is just nothing that you can do on Geometric. What are you gonna have? Your Junkrat fly up to them and try to shoot?
Junkrat, not known for his verticality with one leg. Oh, a cheeky wall saying, no, you can't come out yet. Alright, Jin putting in the spam damage. Look at that, 40% up to the Riptire already. A lot of damage going through courtesy of Jin, but Spongy says, well, I can match that damage output. Let's see, just come into my sight lines.
Now they're kind of taking a slow poke. Wisdom Academy wants to wait so they can get a teleporter up somewhere, while Spongy Cheese is just relaxed and looking for an opportunity. But we need to be seeing them play faster because they're set up now.
That's up. Gekido flying in with the defense matrix trying to eat all the damage, but Sergeant Pepper goes down. Peacock finding drop jab. These are two trades. Can't really tell what direction this battle is going yet. Peacock, although getting isolated from his team. Spongy setting up right behind that wall, and that goes down. Geometric is going to be in for a world of hurt. But Jin flanking around, taking out Spongy. Oh, it looks like Geometric might be able to hold on to this one. Titanic taking down his counterpart with Freak Dana. Oh, wow. This is just absolutely wild. Jin with a disrespectful tire right into Sergeant Pepper's face. I don't know, the picks are rolling through for Geometric, but Wisdom Academy has the attacker advantage for their spawn right here. They'll be able to get back in the mix quick.
No, they bite themselves in their own butt, a snake eating its own tail.
Too soon.
Oh, very. Geometric were just able to kind of finish out 4 picks, and Wisdom Academy weren't really focusing the same targets. We're completely split, but now they want to stick on a couple of those ultimates like the Nano to try to fight against a Blizzard and anything else. But Daijin is doing so much for the team at the moment.
Oh, the damage output from Jin is just absolutely amazing. Gag throwing in the Nano early onto Peach, trying to tell him to get in there. Big Earth Shatter doesn't find anything. It finds a lot of purchase. However, V drops that sound barrier to keep the team up. Blizzard rolls through, doesn't really find anything. Fricdraina taking down P-Bach. Wisdom Academy without their Reinhardt is going to have a hard time managing to move in onto this point. Jin taking down Rockcrafts. There it is. No tanks on the side of Wisdom Academy. I think that's going to be all that she wrote on this push. Yep, there they are, falling back to the choke. Spongy still in the thick of things. Oh, he's going to be able to make it out. Sergeant Pepper dropping the wall. Looks like it might have been to help with the retreat, but they're using it to try to get back in. Trying to force their way into the hotel. I don't see that as being such a good idea, going to an enclosed space against a Junkrat. Gekido throwing in the self-destruct to make some space. Doesn't find any value. Pulling down the remake. Window and Deadeye coming through from Wisdom Academy as Jin throws the tire out, waiting for that immortality field. Gag being taken down from the Shatter. But Wisdom Academy just with 4 or 5 rapid picks right into a team kill. That fight was over before I could even process what was going on in the kill feed, Intel.
Wisdom Academy, they're slacking. There's just a scenario going in where Geometric aren't really afraid of them, and they're matching where they're going. So, especially with the kind of ult economy that they were running out, they had moments, but they hesitate, they play slow, and they're not using ults at the prime time. That gives Geometric an opportunity to pull this time bank down less than a minute, and then force a composition switch.
Well, there comes the Pharah Tracer. They're going to be trying to get around that Reinhardt shield, maybe take down the supports early. Rockcrafts has the Gravitic Flux online, but V's about to get that sound barrier. Gekido denying the Gravitic Flux as P-Bach finds Fricdraina. That's still just absolutely massive. That's an ultimate out of Wisdom Academy's pocket. The ult economy is now fully in favor of Geometric. Sergeant Pepper and Gag trying to dominate the skies, seeing what they can pull off, pushing Geometric back a little bit. A swap from Rockcrafts as it gets back into a fight with Divamech. P-Bach taking down V, Jin with Spongy. More trades just coming through on both sides. There's not really, the momentum isn't really shifting one way or another. Wisdom Academy, though, is sitting on the point, managing to tick up the progress, and with P-Bach taking down Gekido, it looks like Wisdom might be able to capture the point here, get through the overtime, and move into the escort portion of the hybrid map, and there it is. Escort the payload unlocked. 2:30 on the clock for Wisdom. Fricdraina's going down, getting the bad spawn. Oh no, that's going to leave us to, double kill from Sergeant Pepper from the sky.
Yeah, there is no planet, no world, no universe that Wisdom Academy don't continue to push forward and overstay their welcome getting these stagger picks. But more importantly, they're running dive. They get so much value playing the way that they want to, especially being in a stall scenario. They have nothing to worry about. And comparably to Geometric, they have so much room to set up with that barrage. I wonder what they try to plan against is Geometric has to come out and use an ultimate, or they're just doomed. Absolutely trolled.
Absolutely doomed. We're seeing Jin swapping off of the Junkrat to the McCree to see what they can do about countering out the Pharah Mercy as Spongy Cheese just feeds Gekido a pulse bomb. Sergeant Pepper taking out Drop Jab as a window comes down on the side of Geometric. Payload is still moving right in. With Geometric not having their main tank, you have to think that Wisdom Academy is going to be able to go in pretty strong. P-Bach being taken down though, both teams down a tank. Although Geometric only having V as a support, Sergeant Pepper just dominating the skies, taking down member after member after member of Geometric. Rockcrafts over there saying, hey, I want to get involved in this too, as they drop down Envy. The respawns are coming through from Geometric as the payload just continues to inch forward to that point B cap, and you have to wonder what's going to happen with that Blizzard on the side of Envy. That could be a fight winner right there, but Sergeant Pepper easily could just fly out of it.
Yeah, but it's too late. It looks like
little, too late.
The Pharah is so powerful, especially that window is going to stop them from pushing out. But the Pharah has so much room to shoot, and there's not much you can shut that down with. So, now the High Noon's built, and they need to play against it. Start getting that momentum back and stop the snowball.
Gag saying heroes never die, trying to keep the team up, get the team nice and powerful. Deadeye's about to roll through. No, it is denied courtesy of P-Bach. However, Envy takes down Sergeant Pepper. Gets the res off though. Gag getting that Pharah back in the fight. Blizzard coming out from Envy. Manages to freeze Rockcrafts. It looks like they're slowing down the push as P-Bach goes down courtesy of Jin. Spongy going down as well. Geometric might be able to hold on to this, finally getting the momentum back on their side as they just let that cart roll all the way through point B. They said, no, not point C, not that easy, not without a fight. But the Ultimate Economy certainly showing in favor of Wisdom Academy at this point as Titanic swaps over to the Ana to try and put more pressure with those. Oh man, those grenades are just going to spell disaster for Geometric if they hit.
Yeah.
Rockcraft's throwing in the self-destruct to make some space. Envy with a nice wall denying it, but Sergeant Pepper flies over. Barrage coming down, doesn't find anything, but allows Jin to take down Spongy. V dropping the sound barrier to keep the team alive. They have the member advantage here. Jin taking down Sergeant Pepper. Rockcraft's running out of boost over the pit and just falls down, and a dead stop in the momentum as we get a pause in the lobby. Oh no, you have to know Rockcrafts is just face palming right there.
Oh, that I mean, it's not the worst thing right now. Look at Wisdom Academy compared to Geometric. There are, what, 3 people alive right now?
They were already down. That fight was absolutely over, but
yeah, so
it definitely didn't seem like an intentional, I'm going to drop down and deny the old charge. That seemed entirely to be, I'm out of boosters. Oh no, there's no floor.
It hurt regardless, but what's going to hurt more is if you just look to the top left, see the Ult Economy to Wisdom Academy. They have nothing right now.
No.
They are biting the dust, and they're going to be struggling, and I'm very worried for them to see how they're going to commit back to this fight. With less than a minute, I don't think dive works as well. They're not being able to kind of push people around or isolate, and they're struggling to play around these corners. While Geometric, they now can play around this Pharah. Pharah doesn't have the open airs as they used to.
Yeah, these enclosed spaces are going to definitely make it easier for Jin to get sightlines on Sergeant Pepper. And Envy, despite playing what Pharah counters, managing to stay alive, still influence the fights, and even put some damage in on Sergeant Pepper from the ground. And with the Earth Shatter coming online for Geometric, as well as Jin looking to pick up a Deadeye and Gekido looking to pick up a Self-Destruct in this next fight, a minute left. I mean, there's definitely the compass is pointing towards Geometric, taking it away here, managing to get the hold.
I think the idea that goes with this is Geometric, not only do they have to hold, but if they lose this upcoming fight, they have to stall. This is where the payload where it is at right now, that's more than enough room for them to be able to kind of play the way they want and to have another recontest. But how many ults are you going to commit to that? And it's a variable to which you have to risk. You hold or you end the fight now. And I definitely say you end that fight now, especially with this dive. Their win condition is that they come back faster than anyone. So you don't really have to worry about kind of ending the fight quickly. You have to worry... You don't have to worry about but you have to worry about ending the fight quickly. Because imagine, it's basically like, you know, the snail in the tortoise or whatever. And that's not how it works, but you know what I mean.
The tortoise and the hare, slow
Yeah,
and
the
steady
tortoise and
wins the race.
Yeah, it's not like that. They need to move forward. That Pharah gets so much pressure in, so much damage, and if you're not able to secure on that, then you switch up, you don't play that. And there's just nothing you really do in that scenario.
See, the thing that you want to look out for, I think at this point is, well, I mean, it goes back to what you said earlier, whether you want to end the fight quick or whether you want to drag it out. And it's definitely not something you want to drag out if you're Geometric, because one lost fight could spell the entire map being lost. And having that ultimate economy, you want to end the fight early. I say you want to do that smartly and not throw all 3 ults at it at the same time. You want to stagger them out throughout the fight. Maybe even hold on to the self-destruct until overtime is maybe on the horizon or already here, and maybe even use it just to buy Envy time to get that Blizzard. Because once that Blizzard comes out, if Envy manages to drop that on the cart and we're near the end of the time bank, or we're possibly even in overtime, that's going to be it. Wisdom Academy, they'll have to roll in to stay on the cart to stay in the fight, but then they're just going to get frozen on it, and Geometric is just going to, it's like fish in a barrel at that point.
Oh, I definitely agree. It's going to be a bit of a struggle. Right now, we are waiting for Spongy Cheese to kind of get back. So I feel we should go on to a small pause, let us rest, and we'll be right back when these teams are ready to continue going at it. are back into the game, being very quick, but now it is time for them to try to win this fight, switching up comps again.
Oh, you called that one early. A lot of switches coming through on the side of Wisdom Academy. They are rolling in with absolutely zero ultimate economy. They're going to have to play very smart, try to get the early picks here, take control of the momentum, because right now the ball is in Geometric's court. This is their fight to lose.
Yeah.
Sergeant Pepper rolling in. Earth Shatter coming down from Drop Jab. Gag managing to boop Envy over the edge, but Jin take down Rock Crafts. I mean, a tank for a DPS, that definitely favors Geometric right now. Sergeant Pepper trying to get those early picks, putting the damage out. The self-destruct coming out from Gekido. Manages to find Sergeant Pepper. Spongy takes down Drop Jab. Again, we are just seeing trade after trade. But Wisdom Academy with Jin and V going down are going to take the momentum here, begin pushing the cart in. It looks like we will be getting an overtime match. The ultimate economy still does not favor Wisdom Academy. All eyes in Geometric are going to be looking towards Envy with that Blizzard, but with Gekido going down, they're coming out into a 5-on-6. It looks like we're going to have to see some stall swaps coming through maybe.
Yeah.
Titanic getting the window online. There's the Blizzard right there on the cart like we had talked about earlier. Spongy finding Drop Jab, Rock finding V, and Thigh finding Envy. And there's really, you're just seeing Wisdom Academy lighting up the kill feed right now. Gekido is doing what they can to hold on, try and stall out on that cart, but without the mech. Oh, there's Drop Jab coming out with the solo player strat. Spin to win. Sergeant Pepper is going to have none of that as he punches him off the cart. Gag dropping the sound barrier too. Kind of questionable move right there. It didn't really seem like it was needed. And with Geometric swapping stall, managing to make it out. I don't know. It looks like this fight's going to keep on going. V dropping the sound barrier as Jin falls. Meteor Strike coming down from Sergeant Pepper, finding Envy, and V once again just holding on to it. P-Bach getting a little slippery around the edges there. The overtime counter almost ticked away. We almost had a little bit of a C9 going on right there with Spongy finding for Draina. Sergeant Pepper taking out Drop Jab. Again, it looks like Wisdom Academy, that's going to be it right there. Wisdom Academy taking
Oh
King's Row.
my goodness. As big as a hippopotamus, as spiky as a pineapple, my Wisdom Academies are target focus was able to bring that out in the end. And you have to give them a lot of love. I thought Geometric were 100% going to end that out, be able to start cleaning it. But it looks like they were just prepared and ready. And now they take the lead. Geometric's not giving it up at all when it comes to these fights. But Wisdom Academy, they don't look afraid to lose. They don't look afraid to panic, and I think that pause definitely gave them room to prepare.
You can tell there was definitely a quick little pep talk going on during that pause. Like, okay, we can't lose this. Here's what we're going to do. And you know what? Whatever was said to Wisdom Academy, it must have been very wise indeed, because looking at that, they're taking that map. It's been a wild match so far. A lot of ups and downs with regards to the momentum, switching sides on both teams. You haven't really seen any sort of consistent momentum control from either side, but that's definitely been favoring Wisdom Academy at this point, honestly.
Well, I definitely agree. I think that pause may have just ruined Geo's momentum, and that hurts because I feel when they were going into that fight, it really was kind of the Doomfist that threw them off guard. I don't think they were expecting a full swap, and for Wisdom Academy to just kind of say, well, it's not working. Let's just switch up everything we're doing. That's scary. If you do that in competitive play, you're throwing.
It's that's certainly one word for it. I mean, being in that situation, I don't think I would anticipate an entire enemy team turning back to swap anyway. The Doomfist may have caught me off guard, even if it was the only swap, but seeing an entirely new team just round the corner, that definitely goes into deer in headlights for me right there.
Yeah,
And
but
so Geometric, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. That fight was all in their favor when that pause hit, and when we came back, they were just kind of like, okay, what was going on? And from there on, it was just downhill all the way for Geometric.
oh, you are right, my good man. But now we go to a possible last map that is 100% going to be Rialto. And I love Rialto. It's such a beautiful map. You get that nice music. You just jam out. And I feel like it's a lot of opportunity to help these players kind of play. Well, not play relatively, but dive and brawl. Those centers work in perfect ways, and it gives you a lot of opportunities. While Spongy may be having some internet issues, they definitely have room to do whatever they want.
Oh yeah, and looking at this map as well, there's plenty of wide open sightlines for either team to want to pull out any sort of long range hit scan or snipers. There's it's just a fun map overall. I personally really enjoy the, oh man, what are they called? The in the canals, you know, the little boats. I forget the name. They're banana shaped. But it was a great skirmish map back in the day when it came out. I just had fun on that. and then I would also get sniped a lot, hence the wide open sight lines.
Oh, that's a very hurting thing. But we are seeing some swaps. We're going to be seeing Matthews come in for Roxcraft. Personally, a bit controversial to me. I definitely think a lot of people would say that Roxcraft is the better tank player in that sense. The guy can play pretty much almost anything that you can see. He's amazing when it comes to a Sigma. He can fairly do well on a D.Va, especially on the other tanks. He's definitely very good. But Matt's, he's pretty nice. You know what I mean?
Is I don't know. All that says to me though is that Wisdom Academy has something up their sleeve. If it's to the point where there's like that vast of a discrepancy between two tank players on the same roster, there has to be some sort of ulterior motive in play. You know, Wisdom Academy has to they have to have some new strategy, or maybe a strategy they've been working on that they're trying to pull out here. I'm sure there's always a reason. That's is the main thing I'm trying to get out. There's always a reason, so we're just gonna have to see what it is. Drop Jab being swapped back out for Puffer on the side of Geometric, though, so hopefully we'll see that aggressive Reinhardt come back into play as well, just rolling through the teams.
Yeah, what I'm more looking at is I think this is Geometric's moment. They've come so pinky close on both maps that I think this is where they kind of puff up their chest and they're ready to just start going. The momentum is now in their area. They brought back Puffer to fight. Same with Solventic. It's going to be a moment to where they just need to kind of focus, clean things up. I fully believe in them, but I don't know if they believe in themselves.
Well, there's only one way for us to find out the answer to that.
That's for democracy. No, that's not how this game works either way. We are still waiting for the R, kind of from these teams right now. But what is your expectation? I kind of feel Wisdom Academy have the opportunity to run out on a Pharah, and I feel that may be one of Geometric's weaknesses right now. Nobody can really play a hit scan anymore. I feel like hit scan, kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
I mean, with the new hit scan nerfs that came through, reducing the damage on the range, Pharah and Echo, the birds of prey, have definitely taken over this meta. So I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more of them so far already. Sergeant Pepper, I fully expect to see the Pharah on Sergeant Pepper. This is, especially on point A, this is it's Pharah's map. You have plenty of buildings to duck around to make sure that you have natural cover to get behind. You have nice wide open skies to make sure that you can move around to get where you need to be. And plenty of environmental kill areas with that concussive blast. Do we see the same thing from Geometric? I don't know yet. It's really, I think what's going to determine whether or not, what I think is going to determine who takes this map away is honestly who attacks first.
We are going to be seeing Wisdom Academy attack first. Geometric attack first. And while I do agree that can definitely set the pace, I don't think that Wisdom Academy has anything to worry about when it comes to this. This is going to be possibly a last map, or the momentum switcher. So, when it comes to the defense, we're seeing a new type of strategy. Oh, I forgot to hide chat too. Oh no, they can see everything. Ignore that.
Oh no,
chat.
We know who you are now.
Don't know about my identity. But they're running out on a ball fire composition. I love this idea. This focuses on exploiting the team's focus, being able to enable Sergeant Pepper to kind of play around the way you want. And it's a very safe composition, because how is the Brawl team going to go up against you?
I mean, to be honest, you don't go up against this with a Brawl composition at all. Bebop is just going to be rolling in, playing that distraction card, honestly. You know, splitting the attention of Geometric, and just, you can't defend from a Pharah if you're looking at a Wrecking Ball that's rolling through your team. You see the damage coming down from Sergeant Pepper already as Geometric begins to move the cart, trying to get it across the bridge. A lot of damage.
It's all about how they get through it. But that Baptiste is kind of split up, and they're taking a lot of poke, especially with that anti that they have to use natural cover to play around this. There's not much they can do until the fight really starts.
P-Bot going in with that pile driver, manages to get out though. We're not seeing anything really happen there. Gekido flying up top to contest his counter, and Matthews getting antied. Jin getting hit with that sleep dart though, leave her wide open for a rocket from Sergeant Pepper. P-Bot rolling in right through the team, managing to stall out on the card a little bit as Solventic finds the first pick of the match onto Spongy. For Drana taking down P-Bot, and Sergeant Pepper countering, throwing out a barrage and taking himself out in the process. Are we going to see a resurrection attempt from Gag? It does not look like it, as the picks are just rolling through for Geometric right there. Oh man, that's a barrage that Sergeant Pepper is going to want back. It looks like
You
Geometric might be able to take point A just off of that alone.
If you've ever been sad with yourself, I don't think you've ever been more sad than my good man, Sergeant Pepper over there.
I relate to that on a personal level, being a Pharah main myself. I cannot tell you how many times I've taken myself out. Jhin with the early pick on the Pivok, and Matthews getting demeched. There is absolutely no tank line for Wisdom Academy right now. Spongy taking out Solventic with the Pulse Bomb, though. It seems like they might still be able to stay in this fight, maybe stall it out a little bit. Gekido says he's not going to let that happen, though. Pivok making it back, though. The Minefield's coming out, surrounding the cart for Drena dropping the window. Matthews hitting the remet kill onto Jhin. As the Nano comes out from Titanic, Pivok, we got a powerful electric hamster in there. Pikachu in a mech suit going in. Gekido getting demexed, getting taken down by the Minefield. Titanic finding for Drena. It looks like Wisdom Academy, getting it close, but they're managing to stop Geometric's momentum right in front of the capture point. But you have to look at that ult economy, Intel. Look at that. You've got 1, 2 ults maybe coming online for Wisdom Academy, if you're lucky, versus 4, 5 against Geometric. This is Wisdom's fight to lose right here.
I think the idea comes behind, it's just their composition works for the stall, but the mines were immensely powerful. And if Geometric can't focus the targets and work together, they're not going to beat that comp. Spongy's just able to sneak around, get those picks, get the stickies, and that's what's going to shut them down every time.
Oh, absolutely. Sergeant Pepper taking down V on the early pick there. Oh man, Geometric losing that speed boost to try to get the Reinhardt into position. That's gonna be hurting for him. I mean, Lucio's gonna be able to get back to the fight quick, but that's a sound barrier that they don't have too. Ultimates just pouring through from both teams. The Sergeant Pepper and Jhin finding picks. Add Gekido to that list, and Matthews getting another pick with that ultimate. This is just Trade City right here. V taking down Pivok, but Gag bringing Titanic back to the fight. Sergeant Pepper and Spongy Cheese getting the picks, though. Wisdom Academy stopping Geometric again as Gekido tries to get away. Do they get the DMAC? They do! Oh, and you do not want to be Gekido at this point right now. Oh, that is so mean.
D.Va's Remake may come in 250, but you can't use it if you're not live. And now this is a scenario where Geometric either start panicking or start, having to play a lot more crucial. They use 3 ultimates. They still have 3 more, but they're not being able to shut down this Pharah. More importantly, they're not able to get to the point without being poked. Now they've given Wisdom Academy more room to play the game, and this is where they need to make something happen.
Funneling right down that alleyway, getting Sergeant Pepper plenty of room to work with. Sergeant Pepper shutting down Solventic. The sound barrier from V not fast enough to save him. Sound barrier is now worn down with Matthews getting demexed, for Drena being taken down as well, though. Sergeant Pepper falling. See a swap coming through on Geometric, dropping the McCree in favor of Tracer. I don't think that's going to be able to do anything as Wisdom Academy. Sergeant Pepper is going to be uncontested in the skies right now. Titanic taking down Jhin. Matthews getting the remech kill onto V. Oh, this looks like Wisdom Academy is going to take it away right here. Titanic just dominating with the Ana, saying nobody needs healing if the other team is dead.
Oh, that
and a full hold. I feel that in my soul. Oh no.
I definitely agree. That hurts to a level. Because I wouldn't say Geometric did bad, but I don't think anyone screams against this composition. Who runs this? So when you go against it, if you're not prepared and understanding that condition, you can struggle, and that hurts. So now they have to full hold just to have a win condition. And that's so hard, because I think Wisdom Academy have every point of the momentum, and they are here to finally make the statement that they're a top team. Everyone kind of laughs at them and says that they're not going to be good every season, and yet they've continuously shown to just have these moments of dominance.
There's definitely, everybody has their downtimes, but Wisdom Academy seems like they not only have the downtimes, but they get rid of them quickly and they learn from them. And what do you do with the composition that Wisdom Academy was running? You've got 3 different targets, priority targets at that, with the Ball, the Pharah, and the Tracer just running around in different directions. I mean, Geometric, they have nothing to work with on that. Like, how do you know you turn to take one down, the other 2 are just hitting you right in the back? There's really no answer for that outside of lose the fight, go next. Here you go, time to full hold. Can you do it?
If I was anyone else, I would probably say, you ignore the Pharah, but that really wasn't the issue there. It was the fact that we were ignoring the Pharah, and the Pharah was just getting so much. It was a lot of issues, but now this is Geometric's time to make it count against the Ball composition. They run out with double bubble. A hard comp to run, but a safe one at that.
We're seeing some matching pharmacies now. Jhin trying to take the skies away from Sergeant Pepper. Solventic pulling out the Ash for the hit scan to put some pressure on Sergeant Pepper. Is that going to be enough? I mean, there's only one way for us to really find out, and let's see what happens. We've got the cart going across the bridge, sort of just creeping along at the moment. Little air superiority battle going on, little dogfight. Some rocket shots going down. Titanic! Ana saying, Fariha, my daughter, you are grounded, with Jin being taken down early in the fight. Oh, the momentum is now in full swing of Wisdom Academy as they're just moving the cart along. Peabot going up to engage against the supports of Geometric. The double bubble fighting against Matthews right there. Getting a nice big fire. Puffer looks like he's about to go down. Manages to barely get away in time. Gekido being left behind though, popping those bubbles just to stay alive. This is a long drawn out fight. You're not really seeing any picks coming through on the other side, but Matthews finally taking down Gekido. Once again, the momentum is going for Wisdom Academy. 2 more picks rolling through as Solventic and V go down. I think this is going to be it. Wisdom Academy is just going to coast right in.
They have to touch. The natural covering usage has been helping Sergeant Pepper out, and Dujin and everyone just can't stay alive. It's a stagger fight now. They're not being
picks coming through for Wisdom Academy though. That's going to be it. Geometric rolling in, getting the staggers, but the sweeps coming through, sweeping 3-0 for Wisdom Academy.
You've got to give them love. This team, Titanic may be a flex DPS player, but he has just shown to be able to shut down any type of Pharah, and they have just shown to have some good dominance. Geometric have been looking better, and I definitely think that if they continue playing like this, they could finally consistently beat teams.
I mean, Titanic just saying there is nothing I can't do at this point. You need DPS? I'll take the other team down. Oh, we need healing? I'll take the other team down, but I'll heal you too.
And in the end, that's what causes them to lose the series. So we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to bring in a guest speaker. So stay in tune as we have an interview in a good second. Evening, everyone, as we are back here with the 3-0 between Wisdom Academy and Geometric. I'm here joined by the Flex Support player known as Titanic. How are you doing today after this victory?
Feeling good. Feeling like we're the best team right now, especially when we have full team, full roster, and full comms going. I don't think anybody can beat us.
Great. So, Bumble, do you really have any questions for Titanic?
Thai, I have to ask. Towards the end of that Rialto fight, the kill feed just seemed to be lighting up with Titanic Azana, Titanic Azana, Titanic Azana. Like, what's going through your head when you see the enemy team rolling at you and you're just like, are you just sitting there saying no one needs healing if the other team is dead, or?
Well, it's not that. It's just that I have maybe the best, not even maybe, probably the best main support in the league. He's just crazy. Gag is amazing, and he's always on top of his stuff. And Pepper is amazing. The whole team's amazing, honestly. P-Box calling great. Everything's going great for us. Feels really good.
I definitely have to agree. You guys have been looking great, and I'm kind of based. I played with Gag. I love Gag. I think Gag's an amazing player. So I guess really the question is, so far you guys have 3-0'd, I think, every team so far but Real Redemption. And this was just your rematch like week 1, and once again you beat Geometric. So are you guys even scared of Real Redemption at all?
I wouldn't say scared, but we definitely know. I mean, we remember what happened last time, right? So we're never gonna forget that, and we just move forward and learn from that. But definitely not scared. Never scared of anybody.
Oozing confidence. I love it.
Yeah. So, really, I guess really my last question is, after that defeat or anything, were there any major changes that you felt the team needed to go through to kind of have more consistency?
I think we just need to be more consistent on just our comms in general, because mechanically, I don't think anybody matches up to us at all, to be completely honest. And when we have our full roster and comms are going great for us, and we have confidence, and I mean, when we're starting off 1-0, 2-0 in a series, then that's just boosting our confidence more. So it really helps us push through and finish.
Well, Bramble, do you really have any last questions?
Anything I was about to come up with, I has already answered. Reading my mind as well as keeping the team alive.
Maybe
Well
we have to
done.
get you on. Maybe we have to get you on Wisdom then.
Oh. Moi.
Beautiful.
I'll
But
put in a good recommendation to Jeff.
Oh.
makes sense. But do you really have any lasting comments or things that you want to say to the people listening in,
Anything you want to say to Real Redemption?
or like call Neb bad?
Nev is definitely bad. Fuck Nev. But no, I'm just joking. I love Nev. But no, just everybody needs to watch out. Shout out to everybody. Everybody needs to watch out, because when we're on top of our stuff, nobody's messing with us for sure.
Well, you're free to go to enjoy your day.
Go celebrate your victory.
All right, before I go, just shout out to you guys for always keeping it entertaining for the stream.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you so
Warms
much.
my heart.
Yeah. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
Alright. What a definitely interesting day, as that breaks my cameras and I'm gonna just run to quickly fix it. Either way, this was an amazing match, I'd have to say. Geometric definitely showed their new talents. They're looking a lot cleaner comparably in the season, and I think in the future, this team has a bright one for when it comes to the... What is really your idea on the lasting of the...
I mean, you definitely don't want to let the scoreboard fool you. This was not a quick 3-0 and we're done sweep. That was a tooth and nail fight all the way through. Geometric definitely went down swinging. I am very much looking forward to see where they can go from here, because honestly, I feel like there's nowhere else Geometric can go but up. And especially after hearing how confident Titanic is, I'm I don't hold your breath on the match against Rio Redemption next week. That is going to be a great one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But if you've enjoyed what's happening here, the Real Redemption versus Fortunate Sons match has ended. So you can check out that score. I'm not gonna kind of leak it or,
No
spoil it.
spoilers.
Yeah, no spoil. But you can check out our Twitter at League Zero Overwatch at twitter.com or whatever. So you can check out the scores. You can check out Bramblebush, who will be joining us a lot more in the casting future. It's definitely very talented, and I hope to see you guys shower this
You're
guy
very
with love.
talented.
Well, that's what you gotta believe in sometimes. But
Somebody's got to
yeah.
believe it, right?
yeah, and if you like what we saw, you can hit that heart on my channel, because I'll be sure to stream more League Zero. Check out the official League Zero Twitch channel. Join the Discord. But either way, Well, we hope to see you next time.